desire ignites passion and creativity. Free your imagination with the slim, sleek and beautiful new Huawei P8.
Energy is a big concern wherever you are in the world that we're living in right now, because we're all consuming a lot more electricity. But how do you optimize the use of electricity? How do you use electricity and power optimally? Dr. Sean Moolman is in the studio with us today. He's from a company called Power Optimal, right? Dr. Sean Moolman, how do you explain your company to someone you meet in the street for the first time? What do you guys actually do?
Well, I think the easiest way to explain it is to think in terms of, and what we do is called demand management.
Yes.
And most people are not aware that there's this component to power use. Apart from consumption, which is the amount you use in a month, there's also the demand, which is the maximum amount that you used at any one time period in the month. And maybe a nice analogy to explain it is to think about a traffic jam. You know, when there's a big traffic jam, there are three ways to resolve that. You can either reduce the number of cars on the road, you can increase the size of the road, or you can spread the cars out better over day and night. If you think about it, at night there are very few cars on the road. There's actually lots of space for cars, whereas yes, during peak periods there are many cars. So demand management is actually the equivalent of spreading the cars out over day and night. So you use the power more evenly. And if you think about it, that can reduce the required supply from Eskom or the municipality, and you know, you can get away with a smaller road for the same number of cars if you're able to spread them out.
So your technology at Power Optimal aims to address this problem and basically make electricity run more efficiently, right? Now, how do you do that? What kind of technology are you plugging things in? Do you bring a box into the company? How do you manage to optimize electricity like this?
Yes, that's exactly what we do. We bring a box in, so we have hardware, it's called PowerGuard, and what the hardware does is it measures the total power that a facility or a building might be using at any point in time.
Right.
And then when that power approaches a preset limit that you're managing it at, the system will start shifting loads. Now, what is meant by that is we manage what we call non-essential loads, things like geysers, air conditioners, underfloor heating, boilers and those sorts of loads. They have some inertia in them so that they don't have to all run exactly at the same time.
I'm trying to picture a typical company that's got geysers, has got air conditioners, got computers running. How does the box know where is what?
You can actually select how you want to manage them. So you can set them at different priorities and hierarchies. So you can say, look, I want the air conditioners to run as much as possible during the day, and the geysers can run you know, early morning or late evening or night or so on. So beforehand we would do an assessment of the site, and then we would decide which loads to manage together with the property owner or the manager at the property. And then we would only connect to those loads. But in terms of knowing where every load is, actually the system is in a way agnostic to that. It just broadcasts a general shed signal, and there's some intelligence built in. Each receiver has got a bit of fuzzy logic, so each load has got some intelligence built in to make its own decisions on when it will switch and for how long, and when it will switch back on again and so forth.
Is anybody else in the world doing this?
Yes, internationally there's nobody doing exactly this in South Africa at the moment, but there are definitely international competitors. Demand management is very common internationally. I think it will, you know, over time it will come into South Africa by necessity.
Yeah.
But at the moment it's not, you know, they're not direct competitors in South Africa, but some of those big international companies are active here. It's probably only a matter of time before they're going to...
Final question, what does it cost to put the Power Optimal solution in, and how much are they going to save?
Let's say for an office building or for a hotel, typically we look at between a 15 to 20% saving per month. So if you say 300,000, it could be 45 to 60,000 Rand a month. And in terms of the cost of the system, the payback period is typically around 12 months. So within a year you can pay that off.
What?
So the total cost of that would be around 350,000, you know, to install.
Fascinating stuff. If you're saving 15 to 20% and really utilizing electricity a lot better, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? So how